We already talked about having the courage to admit when we're wrong. But there's something that comes after that. It's quieter. It's the habit of going back and adjusting what we think. Not because we're completely foolish, but because we've learned more. Revision isn't usually dramatic. It's not like one day you wake up and throw out everything you ever believed. It's more subtle than that. It's like your view slowly widens. New experiences happen. You meet new people. You see consequences you didn't notice before. And suddenly, your old idea doesn't feel wrong, just incomplete. That's growth. Heraclitus said, "You can't step into the same river twice. The river keeps moving." And honestly, so does life. If everything around us is changing, why wouldn't our understanding need to adjust too? If we refuse to update our view, we're not relating to reality anymore. We're relating to a memory of it. There's that line from Yeshua or Jesus about not putting new wine into old wineskins. The image is simple. If something expands and you keep it in a container that can't stretch, it'll burst. I think our beliefs can be like that. Sometimes the insight grows, but the mental container we're using doesn't, so it has to be reshaped. The Buddha said something similar in his own way. Don't believe something just because it's tradition. Test it, pay attention, see what actually leads to wisdom and compassion. That only works if you're willing to revise your understanding when the evidence shifts. And this doesn't mean truth is fake or that everything is just opinion. It just means our grasp of truth unfolds slowly. Revision isn't betrayal, it's alignment. It's adjusting the steering wheel as the road curves. Here's the part that gets real. Revision takes patience. The first time we discover something, it feels powerful, clear, settled, but over time, nuance creeps in. Complications show up, contradictions appear, and what we're tempted to defend our earlier conclusions just to stay consistent. But consistency can turn into rigidity, and rigidity stops growth. In Jewish tradition, people argued about scripture for centuries. They layered commentary on commentary. They didn't treat their sacred texts like fragile museum pieces. They treated them like living conversations. Revisiting wasn't disrespect, it was devotion. That idea hits me. Revision as devotion. And it's not just intellectual, it's ethical. When we learn something new, special about how our ideas affect other people, we're responsible for adjusting. Refusing to rethink something when new understanding shows harm, that's not strength, that's avoidance. The tricky part is that revision can shake your identity. Some beliefs become part of who we think we are. Changing them can feel like losing stability, but maybe real stability isn't about never changing your mind. Maybe it's about being committed to honesty, no matter where it leads. The Tao Te Ching opens by saying that the Tao cannot be fully captured in words. That tells us something important. Whatever we say about reality is always partial, so why cling to it like it's final? Even the Upanishads treat understanding like something you grow into layer by layer. You don't arrive, you deepen. Across all these traditions, there is this common thread. Wisdom revisits itself. It circles back. It refines. It matures. And I think there's a difference between admitting you were wrong once and living in a way that expects refinement. The first is a moment. The second is a posture. It's saying, even what feels clear to me today might need adjusting tomorrow. That doesn't mean living in constant doubt. It just means staying awake. When we treat our conclusions like checkpoints instead of finish lines, learning stays alive, curiosity stays alive, we stay alive, truth lives. And honestly, imagine communities built around that idea. where changing your mind isn't weakness, where thoughtful reconsideration is respected, where truth matters more than ego. Conversations would feel different, lighter, safer. The more I think about it, revision isn't a sign that truth is unstable. It's a sign that we're still engaged with it, still paying attention, still willing to grow. Maybe that's what maturity really looks like. Not having a final answer, but having a steady commitment to keep refining them. Not dramatic, not loud, just quietly staying open.